I'm gonna go be right back.
All right. Good Monday afternoon to you. It's also weird. Okay. It's weird looking over here and then realizing that this is the camera that I have to talk to. It's just getting used to it. It's fine. Okay.
The video looks so much more crisp.
It does.
Oh, wait a
It
second.
looks really
Look
good.
at all the stuff I got going on here. I got to turn some
It's a
things
little
off.
busy, but
I got to turn this off. Actually, I'm just going to put that right here like that. And then I got to turn the lower third. No, not that one. Where's the...
okay.
Nope.
So just a little over a minute out.
Whoops. Where's that coming from? That's... Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Got that fixed.
1 minute out.
Look, you scoot over just a hair.
Okay.
There we go. Got it. We're good. Oh, I need a microphone, don't I?
Might.
Oh, God.
Oh,
jeez. God. Oh,
Why don't you just go ahead and
oh,
out?
my back.
I was really worried there for a second. It's like, don't make me have to.
Oh, herniated disc. Shut up. You're over here laughing because I'm old. Bending down to pick up a microphone.
I didn't say nothing. I'm going to share.
Sure, if you care. That looks
It
good.
does. Todd and I are live on AST Live discussing the chances for much needed rain and perhaps confuse. Oh. Good Monday afternoon to you. I'm Fox 16's Chief Meteorologist Joel Young here alongside
KRK Chief Meteorologist Todd Jacobian. I'm sorry.
to have you join us.
I'm texting back James Ate-A-Lot.
Oh, yeah.
In Tulsa right now because I'm
sharing this post here to make sure that discussing the chances for much needed rain and perhaps a few storms.
I think the drought is doing its dirty work and preventing large amounts of rain in the forecast. I mean, there's rain. If you want to go with the GFS, and I'm going to tell you why not to in just a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit much in terms of the amount of rainfall that it's bringing, but certainly seeing the best chances we've had in a while, or at least it may not be the best chances in terms of daily rainfall, but day to day, like it's a much more active pattern than we've seen in a while. Doesn't necessarily mean you get a lot of rain. Like Valentine's Day, you had a lot of rain there.
Okay.
But it's not going to be like that kind of soaker necessarily. But there's some decent rainfall perhaps in the forecast. I'm
for
looking at more
some
the
of you.
Euro.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the deal. Let's go back last Wednesday, and I put this on my Facebook page. Last Wednesday and Thursday, the GFS said the temperatures right now in Arkansas should be in the 30s.
Wow.
Remember
Want to
that?
go ahead and look at temperatures across the state?
Remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
And the Europeans said, no, we're going to be well into the 70s to near 80 degrees.
Hold, please.
And I was like, huh. And wish casting would have suckered me into the GFS. But in the back of my mind, I said, I had that voice saying, it's the GFS.
Oh, wait, that's my old banner. Why is that still in there?
Whoa, blast from the past.
Whoa, let's see.
You want me to bring up temperatures?
Well, feels like temperatures. At least we'll have that up. Hang on just a second. Let me get it.
They're on max 1 if you want to get it.
All right.
So Little Rock has the boundary. We're right on the boundary. It's near town.
Yes.
So that's kind of laid out.
So we've reached 69 so far.
Right. So there are no 30s. There are 70s, there are 80s, and there are 60s. There's 46 degrees in Mountain Home. So the front got hung up over central Arkansas.
Yeah, so northern Arkansas, still chilly and around the 40s up around Mountain Home, but look at Pine Bluff, 81 degrees, a solid 10, 11 degrees warmer, actually 12 degrees warmer than it is right now in Little Rock.
So that's why I'm looking at the GFS and I'm thinking, oh, you're telling me there's 8 inches of rain that's going to fall over the next 7 days.
I don't buy that much, but I do think that there will be some periods of heavy rain, obviously, in northern and western Arkansas especially. Here's a look at what the rainfall amounts are. This is kind of more of like based off of modeled. Well, let's switch it over to Max 2 there. But this is from the WPC, and you can see Western Arkansas. It shows areas of maybe 5+ inches of rainfall. Do you think this is off? Do you think this is too much?
I like the placement of it. I think the amounts might be too much over
Okay.
Western
So
Arkansas.
you're going to continue to say, I mean, the drought breeds drought.
Drought breeds drought. And remember, the CPC put out their initial risk for heavy rain for March 3rd through the 6th.
And they put that across the entire state. I think there will be zones where the heavier rain is. I think that's probably more out in Oklahoma
Right.
and maybe up into southwest Missouri, maybe northwest Arkansas.
But remember, the initial one was March 3rd through the 6th. And then they pushed it back to the 10th or something. It's not happening, folks. Not yet.
Yeah.
And
It
I'm
may be slow to get here.
it may be slow, even slower. My point is, I'm not going to buy into the higher rainfall amounts like that until we're within 2 or 3 days. I'm not going to go out 7 days and
And
say,
you also don't want to get your hopes up for rain whenever you've been needing this rain all this time.
Yeah.
And so many times we have seen as we get a little closer that the rain chances don't look as much. But I'm at least optimistic that we're going to get some beneficial, at least put a dent in the drought.
yes,
perhaps.
in Western
northern
over
and
the
western Arkansas,
right.
where, well, we don't need it as much as northeast Arkansas, but
Hey, we got to talk a little before we get into the weather and get more deeper into this. Let's congratulate Joel that he has done
oh,
4 half marathons,
it's actually more than that, but it was 5, I think, but still
5 half marathons.
something like that.
So you've done 2.5
I think it was
marathons.
actually 6. But there was one that I was crippled. Well, I wouldn't say crippled. I was injured. And so it took a little longer. But yeah, no, I did. I finished one yesterday morning. So the Little Rock half marathon. Half marathon. And this morning, by the way, Jessica Rank and Gary Burton Jr. this morning, they were giving me shout outs. I turned on the TV. It was actually right about the time when I turned on the TV, they were talking about it. And then I heard Gary, he was like, he needs to step it up. He needs to do a full marathon. And I'm like, yeah, I don't disagree, but dang, just put me out there. Like, so maybe I'm not, maybe I should do a marathon.
Was Gary out there?
I don't think so.
Hmm.
I didn't see him
Okay.
out there, but
Hmm.
I mean, I've had several people message me like, when are you actually going to do a real marathon? I was like, oh, dang.
That hurts.
That burns. Yeah. Especially at mile 13, whenever I'm like, gosh, I can't imagine doing this twice. Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
What's that like when was it 13.1?
Yeah. 13.1.
So what's it like crossing over the finish line?
You're glad it's over. And I can't imagine doing it twice in a row. Because that's what a marathon is.
Right.
And then the marathon, so the half marathon is mostly downtown. So it's relatively flat. But toward the end, you have the half marathoners go to the right. So you're going down Chester. And so the half marathoners go to the right to head toward the finish line down by the State House Convention Center. The marathoners take a left and they go up into Hillcrest. So yeah, you're thinking about like, oh, now you got the elevation. And they go all the way back down Lookout, out to
Yes.
Riverdale. Then they take a left and go all the way to the Big Dam Bridge and back to the finish line.
I don't get it.
So that's why I will say my first my first full marathon will not be Little Rock because of the elevation.
Where is it going to be?
Something
like
flat.
Oklahoma City or something?
It might be, I don't know.
Something flat like that?
Oklahoma City would be, I don't know. Oklahoma City might have some like deceiving.
No, it's kind of
like slow slopes. Like y'all have rolling hills out west.
Don't say y'all.
You went to OU.
I did, but I'm here. From here.
Yeah, I know, but you still.
Starkville.
Starkville. It's a little hilly, but not like here. What is that sound? Something's rolling down the hall. Anyway, but yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. It's Little Rock is always buzzing during marathon weekend. People come in from, I think all 50 states were represented in the race, and then you had several other countries. So,
who won?
So I don't know who names necessarily, but I did see where somebody, I don't know. I saw where somebody ran what looked to be a world record, and then it turned out I think that they were actually maybe a wheelchair Or I don't know. I don't know exactly, but on wheels they would go faster. I don't know.
Okay.
I'll have to look, but
But we don't know
I don't. Well, the winners we do. I have to go through and find.
and the winner of the half marathon was Joel Young.
Not me. No, I would think I was out of about 1,500. I was 200 second. I think that's right. Or maybe it was out of 2,000 something.
If that thing was still going on, that if I was running it,
Which
still,
sounds
still
really good.
Yeah.
But what's that?
I'm saying if I was in the half marathon or marathon, I would still be out there doing it.
You think so?
Yeah.
I was actually wondering, like, they probably have somebody for the last one, which kudos to anybody who finishes it. But the last one, you probably have like, an escort toward the end because they're reopening the roads for behind the last person. So
That's right. That's right.
But
So what did you eat when you finished the marathon? What did you?
had some chicken strips.
Chicken strips.
Chicken strips and French fries.
Oh my gosh, that's healthy.
Yeah,
but you deserve it after.
That's why I run, so I can eat whatever afterwards. So
yeah,
that's a pretty good reason, right?
Let me tell you about getting older. You ready? Doesn't matter how much you exercise, you're gonna gain weight eating that stuff.
Maybe so. But yeah, Tom, what do you know about getting older?
About what?
Getting older.
Oh God! Oh jeez!
Oh, the sounds coming from here when he was trying to get that mic.
Sorry.
Anyway, but yeah, so some decent rain is on the way, at least to some extent. But I will say, when you look at, and this is graph, I mean, Tuesday, maybe a few sprinkles here and there.
Heavy rain. Just kidding.
But look, Wednesday night, maybe there's some chances, but that's Northwest Arkansas. And notice as those get east, they tend to fall apart. So I see what you mean. Like, it's taking some time, but I think with time we'll get some at least better rain chances in here.
It may be that we don't get significant rainfall until late this week in central and eastern Arkansas.
Yeah.
It may.
We've been saying that since last week.
Well, I had 40 pops for Wednesday.
Oh, did you?
Wednesday. This was last week.
I have to remember what I have written down.
You had 50.
No, I definitely didn't have 50. Hold on, I'll do what
I know. Just kidding. So, this is going to again one of those things.
Oh yeah, 20% Wednesday, 40% Thursday.
That's what you had last week?
No. This is today.
Okay. It's just one of those things where you look in the long range, you're thinking rain, 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 and then you get closer and like maybe a little further it gets. So I'm not even completely sold about the weekend heavy rain. Will it be heavy rain or will it just be?
I don't know that it's going to be heavy.
And it passes by and people are saying you said we're going to get heavy
spots. That's the thing with it being convective. So when you have more thunderstorms with it, it's hit or miss. Not everybody gets in on that heavy rainfall. So it can be heavy in spots, but usually it's brief. And so, yeah, I can see that. Whereas back on Valentine's Day, I think it was more of a stratiform rain. It was more
general rain.
That's the kind of rain we really need.
Right.
But
is winter over?
You were sending me screenshots. What was it, Friday night of something way out there on the GFS? Is winter over? It is meteorological spring. If we have any winter weather,
it ain't gonna last long.
It's not gonna last long, and it'd be a spring winter storm.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that we're not done with winter weather yet.
Okay.
In the United States.
Somewhere in the United States.
I'm sorry. I'm saying that, and I'm looking at the probability of the winter probabilities greater than 1 inch of snow. Oh, that's 24 hours. Hold on a second. Probability of 24.
I don't see anything.
Nah.
No.
I still think we get cold. Don't plant.
Sure.
Don't plant.
No, I mean, it's just now early March.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, think about this though.
I know.
It's been very warm.
It's been very warm, and I know people are antsy to do it, but the calendar says no.
But the Bradford pear trees are blooming.
Bradford pear trees always bloom too really early.
But the daffodils are coming up.
The daffodils are like classic.
But
classic late winter, early spring. You can have snow on the ground with daffodils.
That is true. Well, who does it? Somebody I know calls it a crocus crusher when you get heavy snow on top of them.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
A crocus crusher is what they call. Somebody said that.
Usually, your spring snows would be heavy and wet, though, right?
They typically are. I've never seen dry, powdery snow.
Spring can sometimes bring you some of your heavier snows.
And you got to remember, some of your wildest weather happens in March because
in like a lion, out like a lamb.
Well, I think
it's been very much like a.
It was a lamb.
Coming in.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at this weekend, so it does look like some of the showers and storms make a little bit farther east. Sunday, we're looking at thunderstorms Sunday or showers. It's not as much
I've got
instability
storms in the
there.
forecast. Even if it's elevated instability,
Yeah,
it's March and it's going to be in the 60s or 70s. I
and then maybe toward the middle of next week, something.
I don't always go with models in the long range like that. You know, if it's saying rain or something, I'm like, well, it's March. It's going to be some thunder.
Yeah, okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Um, so first chance for any strong storms would be Wednesday night, probably out over western Arkansas, really eastern Oklahoma. I think they develop later, and it's probably not going to be even. I think level 2 might be a little bit much for it, right?
Level
For
2.
Wednesday night.
Yeah, but don't tell them that. Oh, they're going to start doing the intensity forecast too.
You want to explain that one?
Oh, because I don't understand.
That's why I was like, do you want to bring it up if you can't explain it?
No, so what they're doing is they're not replacing the convective outlook parameters, which they should. That should have been number one on the priority list, was getting rid of the marginal, slight, enhanced, moderate, high. They should have redone those. That should have been the priority first and foremost, but it wasn't.
Well, and what would you have them redo it with? Like, how would you? Because honestly,
Slight, moderate, high. 3 or 4 tops, but 3 categories.
so you're just saying the names, how they label it.
Because studies have shown when you say enhance, people think enhance
we
is worse
saying
than
it
moderate.
is?
No, we don't do that.
I know, and
We
that's
don't
my
do that.
point here.
We
at
don't
this
do
point.
that
I'm like,
here.
I don't mind so much. We've already got our own system here.
We have our own system, correct? But if you go to the SPC's website, it is so confusing. First of all, it looks like something out of the 1990s, and that's not the SPC's fault. That's the government's fault. The Weather
Sure.
Service looks like something out of the 1990s. So anyway, the categories are very difficult to understand that they put out there, and they know this, and they're not fixing it.
This has been something that's been discussed ever since I was in college. So you have on the low end, like for example, you see how here across here we have 1 is very low, 2 is low, 3 is medium, 4 is high, 5 is extreme.
That's us,
That's how we label it
because it makes more sense.
because it makes this is what we agreed upon is the best way to label them.
Communication.
So let's go over what the Storm Prediction Center actually labels them. 1 is marginal. Isn't 1 marginal?
One is marginal, but you have
2
to have a
is
general
slight.
thunderstorm.
But we don't label it. That's C text.
Fair enough.
So 2 is
It's a C text day.
and 2 is low. Well, before we go any further, let's say what C text means. C text is something that the Storm Prediction Center puts there. C text means go see the text
Read
that
it.
we put out, and it's something that I would never put on the air.
It's basically they're saying read the fine print.
Read the fine print is basically what they're saying. So I'm not going to tell you to read the fine print. It's my job to tell you, right? So 3 is what they call enhanced. 4 is moderate. Well, some would argue that moderate would be less than enhanced. So that's where I think the confusion comes in is that 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
People think that those 5 is high.
We get that. We get high.
So then we looked at this and we decided, okay, if it's a scale from 1 to 5, let's first go with 1 through 5.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Storm Prediction Center actually picked up on the 1 to 5 thing. They call it now level 1, level 2, level 3.
That is okay.
That seems
That's
a little
fine.
bit more appropriate. But we decided that instead of using the terms moderate or enhanced, because honestly, I don't know too many people who just in their everyday conversation say, it looks like it's a moderate risk today, you know.
They don't.
They don't. And they don't say enhanced either. So then they might say low, medium, high. Very low is another way, and then extreme. And I think that's how we really put a lot of thought into this. So that's why I say, Todd, when you say that they needed to address that,
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if they make changes at this point because we've already
made the changes. But what they're doing
as
is
far as
they're
the
still
intensity goes, go ahead.
they've implemented an intensity scale now, which is great. That's fine. But I fix your first problems, that was not the problem.
I do.
The scale. That if you want to do it all at once, great, do it. But you address the wrong issue. The issue that you have to address is this, and I'm going to say it one more time. Then I'm going to go on to the intensity. Green is marginal. This is where I don't know who came up with green.
And that's why we have light yellow, beige,
That's
all
right.
those
That's right.
colors.
Because they have a green. Green to me means good. Go. When you look at a stoplight, green means good.
And I think I remember
Go.
us sitting here like thinking, okay, what's another or rain
Right,
or
right.
just
But the Hot Springs tornado on May 8th of 2024 was during a marginal, and it was an
very
EF2.
low risk.
Let's remember that case study. We'll use as a case study for this.
Good point. Yeah, that's a good example.
Why in the heck would you have green when the consumer of the information sees green as something good? Go. When you see yellow or you see red, you have hesitation and you need to know what's going on. The EF2 tornado occurred in a marginal risk. All right.
Yeah.
Now, with that said, they're doing intensity. That's great. But here's the problem with that. They're going to have level 1, level 2, and level 3. Okay? Is
Three
that
levels of intensity. I think that
intensity levels?
So okay,
The-
let
the-
me explain for anybody who has had some time to look at this. When we say intensity, what? So if you ever look at the Storm Prediction Center outlooks, of course, there's the 1 through 5 scale that we just talked about, but they have. Some of you may be familiar with hatch marks that have been made. I don't know if we shouldn't have any hatch marks to show right
No,
now.
I hate showing those things.
But the hatch marks, well, okay, so just the basic one level of hatch marks, what they've done is now they've created a tiered system of 3 types of hatch marks. What are you talking about hatch marks? Probably you at home, like you're like, what? Bottom line is they can do that if they want to. I don't know how we will shape it for the consumer, those of you who are watching at home, to make it easy for you to understand.
But Joel, they've contradicted themselves already by calling it an intensity forecast. When the EF scale is not an intensity forecast, it's a damage scale. It's a massive contradiction, in my opinion. The EF scale is not intensity, it's a damage scale.
It is, yeah.
So why are they calling
So
it
why are they
intensity?
even trying to predict intensity? I don't know that that's our. I don't know that the science is good enough for us to do that, because to the point, and I see the point you're trying to say here is like on a day like, Hot Springs, May 8th of 2024. Good memory there with that date, because
You were just looking at the promo for it.
Was I?
Yeah.
Anyway, oh, I know what you're talking about. Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
But at the end of the day, I don't know that I would have ever shown that on a level 1 day when there is an intensity. I mean, what would they put out there? They wouldn't have had any intensity. I guess they wouldn't have had any.
But the thing that this does, and I like it, because on that day it was one of those things. Well, if a thunderstorm develops, and we don't know if there's going to be because we have a low confidence, but if one develops, you could get a significant tornado.
Yeah.
And that was the case where one storm developed in a moderate risk. I'm sorry, in a marginal risk. See, moderate.
It makes it even more complicated. I mean, if it's hard for us to get them straight, then
they had one. There was one tornado that. So they're saying if there's just one storm that develops, it's going to put down a significant tornado.
Yeah.
And so that's good. It captures that idea. It captures that communication.
Do you think that they'll have a level 1 risk with hatch marks?
Yes, but here's
are they
a level 1? Yes, they will. That because Hot Springs.
So they're going to have hatch marks anyway, regardless, on all of them.
No, not on all of them, but on days like that, yeah, I can see that.
Because at that point,
but
doesn't the criteria mean if you have hatch marks, you have to have a level 2?
I guess
I'll have to look at the criteria.
But here's the other confusing part of the whole thing.
Whole set of
But the intensity one, all right, that is for EF2 or greater tornadoes. Intensity level 2 is for EF3 or greater tornadoes, and intensity level 3 is for EF4. So it doesn't even match the number of the. It's just like, who did this?
I just don't know that I'm gonna even show it. Okay. I mean, I don't know that that's. I don't know.
It is the most. You're supposed to be making it easier and communicating it easier but you're making it harder. Okay, I'm getting off my soapbox.
I don't disagree, but I'm just like, I'm not going to show it. If I feel like getting confuses my viewers anymore, then then I'm not going to bother showing it.
And that's our job.
And
that's my job.
I'm not going to take something that the government is overcomplicating and even try to show it if it doesn't help the viewer. So I'm just not even.
That's what I'm saying, and it's just. Yeah, But it shouldn't be like that, Joel. It shouldn't be like that.
I mean, I agree, but I don't work for the government.
No.
So I work for y'all. Yeah.
That's right.
So
We work for
yeah,
you. That is exactly right. But
let's look at some comments here and take any questions here because we've
yeah, an EF4 or 5 can occur and an enhanced if all conditions are just right. Absolutely.
yeah.
That's what they're trying to communicate.
And we've seen days, Brandon, where, if I'm not mistaken, there was a EF4 tornado on a level 1 day in Tennessee. It was right, early March 2020. Yeah.
I vaguely remember
That was the Nashville tornado in the middle of the night. But the tornado at Cookeville, Tennessee was the EF4.
Was when COVID had shut
COVID was shutting down, and actually we
remember.
had a viewer one time who actually commented and said that they believed that the tornadoes were spreading COVID because it was like the first case of COVID was in Nashville right after the tornado, and they said that that explained it.
Sorry, do you have any Advil?
I actually have some ibuprofen
Yeah,
from the race in my back.
After that one. Okay, but
I mean, I'm joking.
Okay, no,
I'm not joking. I mean, that actually happened, but I was gonna say
the Jonesboro
it
tornado.
makes sense, you know.
The Jonesboro tornado that year, it was in March.
Could have been a lot more deaths if it hadn't have been for COVID.
COVID saved lives in that instance
because the mall was closed.
The mall, that's right. All these businesses were closed. They got hit by the tornado. So it
COVID
could have
was
saved
such
lives.
a weird year.
2020 will always go down as one of the worst years.
In so many ways, too. Like, not even just like COVID, but just the weird, bizarre nature of how things played out during tornado season or hurricane season. Remember when there were 2 tropical systems in the Gulf at the same time? Or I don't know if they actually were out there simultaneously, but
the GFS forecasted it.
Yeah, it was at least in the models. But weird stuff happened that year, obviously. But do we have any more questions here?
No, just my cousin Chuck.
Hey, cuz. What's up, Chuck? I don't say like I know. He's talking to you, obviously. You need rain in Texas?
It's my cousin in Arlington.
Send it our way, too. I might actually get some.
Good seeing you, Chuck.
Yeah.
Or hearing from you, I should say.
He was on there. You saw him. Yeah. His profile picture popped up.
I feel like I've gone on rants today.
It's a Monday.
Yeah. SPC ruined my Monday.
Anyway, so let's just review. Let's just look at this week ahead of time. So, we've been saying that rain chances gradually increase this week. I think late in the week into the weekend is your best chance. Probably some Thursday, maybe more so Saturday into Sunday.
I agree.
So here's graph today, and then tonight.
Fog?
Clouds increase. I think fog would be patchy. I did look at visibility modeling.
I'm wondering because you got that frontal boundary in the area. Moisture returning.
I think you have some drizzle too.
Yeah. That's why we have a 20 pops.
I put 10, but anyway, I wasn't trying to disagree there. Just
I know.
But yeah, and then on Wednesday, maybe a few spotty showers, but Northwest Arkansas later on in the night, 9-10 o'clock, there could be some strong storms. But notice as we get into Wednesday night into Thursday, as those storms move east, they don't make a lot of progress to the east.
And so you're going to go all the way through most of this week without a drop of rain in eastern and southeastern Arkansas after being blanketed with heavy precipitation, Matt, from CPC.
Yeah, that's why I didn't show it.
That's why I didn't show it either.
But there's Wednesday. Okay, this is going back. Thursday, sea stuff does finally make it a little bit farther east, but it doesn't make it all the way to the river. And then going into Friday, you get a little bit of a break. There might be a couple of isolated showers here and there on Friday. Then Saturday, Friday night into Saturday, showers and storms make a little more progress to the east.
Will it?
That's a good question, but
it sure looked like that for now last week.
It didn't show it that far south and east. It showed it up to Little Rock, I think.
But there's also going to be at some point the second week of this month, which would be next week, right? Yeah, it'd be next week. There's going to be a very strong cold front coming through. There it is, right there.
And timing of that is just still a little bit too far out to say exactly when that would happen.
And are we going to get that much rain out of it? We don't know.
I find that a lot of times you might get it, but it might be quick in and out of here, so you don't get
the heavy rain.
Excessive. So, I mean, you may not get as much as that shows, but we're hopeful that our rain chances are looking at least a little bit better. So we'll go ahead and wrap this up. We've got, of course, KRK4 News at 4, 5, and 6 coming up, as well as Fox 16 News at 5:30 and 6:30, and we'll walk you through all the details of this week's rain chances.
Thank you, everybody. Have a
We'll
great
see
one.
ya.
And for everybody here on the Facebook and YouTubes,
As James Spann says, the face bag.
the
I
face,
don't know why.
he says that.
He calls it the face bag.
Oh,
I don't know why.
yes, we do school visits. People are asking if we do
Yes.
school visits, and we do, but my goodness, we're booked up. Which, by the way, I have to put
Yeah.
something in there for late.
But if you do put in a request, we usually get to those as soon as we can.
Right. But I mean, I saw the spreadsheet with all the school requests.
There's a number of them.
There's a lot,
There's
but
a
there's
number.
also 6 of us, so we're going to be tackling that.
Yeah, we're going to be working on that. So just submit them, submit your requests, and we'll try to get to you as soon as possible. I should be looking over here. I keep forgetting the camera's over here.
I love this shit.
I do like it. It looks good.
Anyway, all right, everybody, we're going to get ready for the newscast, and y'all have a good one. See
See
you
ya.
later.